Alright guys, here we go. We got some good news. We're trying to move and finally get out of the city of Columbus, Ohio, west side. It sucks. We're not from the city. We've been stuck in the city. Yeah, she's still loose. Okay, so these already broke loose. This is my daughter's K20. So what we're going to do is we already got it pre-approved for our loan. Found a house. Now it's the waiting game, but we don't actually know how much time we have. And I've got a lot of stuff to do, short time to do it. That's kind of why we haven't had any content out. I've been so pressed to get this stuff done. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. We went down and looked at a house over the weekend, Southern Ohio. Pretty good deal. Not a big house, small house, but comes with 20 acres, 20.53 acres of land. Probably 99% of it's woods. The problem I got, freaking helicopter. That goes on by is it's normal travel time. I guess I got a screwdriver right here. Normal travel time just going down to visit is about an hour and a half. Now that's just normal driving time. That's not counting. Oh, that's what we're doing. We're hitting that. That's not counting if you're driving one of these trucks down. You're adding some time on. Because, you know, this thing's sitting on 44-inch groundhogs. And that's not going to be fun. This crazy dog over here digging holes. But anyway, what I'm doing now is we had front brake issues last time we drove this. My daughter's graduation party. We had front brake issues. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get with that line being there. We had front brake issues. So we pretty much drove out there and back. It was like 15-20 minute drive, something like that each way. And didn't realize we didn't have any front brakes. Had pressure, but there's no pressure going to the front. Calipers, there's just no pressure going to them. We was riding out there and back on back brakes through the city in this truck on 44s, and not a good combination. But let me find a pair of pliers and we'll get that pin out. Alright, so anyway, this truck is not going to be fun driving it down there. Or the other one. We got two trucks. Spiders. Two trucks we got to take down. Campers. All that good hoopla. But, you know, it's got its pros and cons. Pro, we're out of the city. Oh, don't do that. That's why you need a hanger. We will be out of the city. But if I keep the same job I have, I'm an hour and a half away from work. So that sucks. So, here we go. Guess I could be telling you exactly what in the world I'm doing, huh? Anyway, we're putting new calipers on this. At least I'm trying. But, so yeah, that's the kind of dilemma we're in. That's kind of like, we're having issues getting any content out. There we go. Come on. So, all I can say is, damn. Give me a minute. Let's get these pins out. I'm freaking trying to rush. Alright, that one's on. So this is my life story here. I guess I can kind of show you this. It's pretty basic. There's a line. It's kicked. I got these from freaking O'Reilly's. They could get them the quickest. They could get them the cheapest. Remand calipers. Oh. So they're just remanufactured, but they do come with everything you need minus the pads. These like 30 some bucks. You know, all new, what they call them, banjo bolts, copper washers. So it's pretty basic. You just take out your 2 pins, caliper comes off, compress it, put your new pads on, put it back on, put your pins in. Now with this one we're doing, it's a brand new caliper, so when I do them, I just take the old one off. Best way is to hang them. This one, the hose is long enough, I can set it about anywhere, even on the leaf spring if I need to. So this one, I just put the new caliper on. And we'll take our banjo bolt off. It came with a new one and 2 copper washers. So we'll use them. I pray it doesn't leak. It is, I believe, a 7/16. Yeah. Hear all those cops and good Lord, cops and squads all the time. You know anything about Columbus, you'll know why I'm getting out of here. There we go. Alright, so you're gonna get some leakage. I did not take the master cylinder cap off, at least not yet. But yeah, it's a big step for us. We've lived here for quite a while, and it's just time for us to go. Columbus just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, so it's time for us to boogie on. Let someone else have this house. We do own it, so it'll be put up for sale here. I don't know how soon, but it kind of depends on how everything works out. It's gonna be a big step because I'll probably end up having to find a new job, would be my guess. What ain't that fitting? Oh man, I think they gave me the wrong one. They sure did. Well, now we have a problem. They gave me the wrong caliper. Yeah, the wrong caliper. See if this one's like it. Same way. I'll show you. I have to get that hooked back up so it doesn't bleed out. You can see here how it's shaped. Here's the original. You can see how it's notched out. Open on this side, notched out on that side. This one's notched out on one side and open on the other. So I don't know if it's a casting issue or what, but both new calipers are the same way. This line will not obviously work. See how it's supposed to drop down in. It's supposed to be a notch here so it sits flat. So that's not going to happen. So we're kind of screwed. So I guess it's back to O'Reilly's and see what they're going to do. Alright, next day. Same story. Went to O'Reilly's. Got those calipers swapped. Apparently this truck has JB7 brake setup, and the one they gave me was a JB6. So The difference is, like I showed you on the other one, where the notch is right here. The other one that comes all the way around. This one has an opening for how your line's set up, how it has a cross in it. So that's the difference there. But the bummer is they can only have, they're supposed to have them both today, but the other one's being shipped out from out of town apparently, so I won't have it until tomorrow. I'll at least get this one on, right? Story of my life right now. So, other news, we also found out yesterday as well that our loan officer, they don't, the house that we found down in southern Ohio, they do not give loans for that style. I think it's called a barnuminium or something like that. It's not a barn, but it's basically set up like a barn and has its own foundation and all. But so they do not lend for that kind of setup. So hopefully we can find someone that does, or it's back to the drawing board of looking for another house. A story of my life right now. So here we go. Get your brake pads in, get your 2 pins in, and we'll get the line. And yep, here's the wrench. So this one should fit right on with no problem. Get the, make sure you don't lose these or get dirt on them. Banjo bolts, pretty sure that's what they're called. What are you doing, Rocket? Come on, buddy. So that kind of sucks, man. That was a depressing phone call yesterday. But it's not the end of the world. Back to searching. I was hoping to be out of here sooner than later. Alright, get in there, little fella. Alright. Let's do it. So make sure you don't forget your copper on there. Good copper washer. Alright. So here we go. Wow. And some people just yank everything all apart, but I like getting the caliper installed first, and then doing the line off the old one. And there we go. So there's our old one. It'll be going back for a $18 core charge. So it'll go back in the box. Now you can take, get that to come off, gravity bleed it some, just get some fluid in the caliper. I think I have a wrench out here to fit it. Yeah, there we go. So just let that sit. And see if we can get it to gravity bleed. Just crack them loose. Get a little bleeder. Crack it loose and hopefully it'll gravity bleed and get some fluid into it. And then we'll manually bleed it. And so I'm kind of in the waiting period now for the Rileys to get that for me. So they won't have that until I get off work tomorrow. But at least the caliper's on it. I know what everybody's thinking, you should have new brake pads on it, but we're kind of hurting on the old money situation, so those will have to wait. They're half a pad or better, so they'll be just fine. So, alright, let's see what else we can get into. Well, did get this one back on the rim, aired up. Cleaned it the best I could, got it on. It was kind of like off the rim a little bit, like kind of like this one here. Same way. Have to get it off, and the other side's fine. It's just, for whatever reason, I got the back rear and the passenger side front, man, they do not like holding air. So cleaned the bead around it real good, scrubbed it down real good, dishwashing liquid, you know, some good soapy water, and aired her up, popped back on. So that's done. So now we're waiting on getting rid of spiders, and this caliper is supposed to be in tomorrow, so we'll get this other caliper put on, get the brakes bled, and I gotta try to figure out, I need a fuel system. This cell, for whatever reason, accumulates moisture really bad. I had a couple videos out there where he's trying to get the problem figured out. It's a 20 or 22 gallon fuel cell, but has the foam insert in it and everything, but for whatever reason, this thing, with the temperature around here going up and down, it accumulates moisture inside really bad, and this gets water in it and end up having to drain it out and flush the carb, and got tired of doing it. So we got to figure out a fuel system setup, so which will probably be, last time we had it running, this runs to the fuel pump, had it into a gas can, so I'll probably do the same thing, get this thing fired up, and be a long drive down there if we got to do it like that. If so, I have to get a boat tank and stick in here and make the trip. Hopefully it'll be here soon, but alright, catch you when the caliper comes in and try to figure something out with this. Alright, somehow I managed to lose the footage. No clue how. Get that tripod out of the way. So I went to O'Reilly's after work, got the new caliper for the passenger side. It's on. Here's our old one. And if you're not sure how these go, I mean, it's super basic. You got your top pin right here, your lower pins right here. It takes a 3/8 Allen wrench. Then you got your line, which I was saying I have on this truck apparently is the JB7 brake code, which is the problem we had in the beginning of the video. This one, the line goes straight across, and the JB6, this piece right here, it just comes down and around. This is one unit. It's not casted to have this slot on it, so that was the difference. And the remans from O'Reilly's, they were $33.99 for the JB7, $18 core. The JB6, same price, $33.99, $15 core. So I got to take the two back, get my core charge back. But a guy did tell me this. Now I've changed a lot of calipers through the years, and I done it to this one to see if it worked, and I had it on video. Somehow I managed to lose the footage, so the driver's side I didn't do it to, so I'm going to try it with it. And said that you take, once you get it tight by hand, so it might be a little hard to do one-handed, but so this one we put on already, obviously, but this is the one they got in stock, and I had to wait on the other side. So it's tight by hand. Maybe that wrench. Oh, what did I do with the wrench? Did I grab it? I didn't grab it. Let me grab that wrench. Anyhow, you tighten it up by hand, as tight as you can get it. And here's a cord charge. And I lost the wrench. But you get it tight as possible by hand or ratchet, either one. Probably best to be using a ratchet, but I realized I had that wrench. What would I do with it? But, oh, here we go. One of these two should fit. So I got it tight. There we go. So it's tight. So I wish if I had the keys on me, it'd be easier if you turn your wheel. Makes this a lot easier job to do. So we got it tight. Set that up there. So you take a hammer. Don't know how well I'll be able to get in here. It's better off having your wheel turn. So I don't know how well this is going to work on this side, but you take a hammer and smack that banjo bolt. Good time. He said then try to turn it. Now this worked on the passenger side. Sure enough, there it is. he said if you get a good solid smack on it, you can get an 1/8 of an inch to a quarter more of a turn for those copper washers to the contour, like underneath the banjo bolt, and the line compresses, fits better on the caliper itself. Any kind of like little casting issue it might be there, it'll help seal around it. But you want to check your caliper, which I did on these. I forgot to mention it when I was putting that other one on, but you always want to look. I've never had an issue with it personally, but you always want to look before you put your line on. This one's kind of rusty, so it's pretty hard to judge, but you can see this one's like nice and smooth, and that's where your copper washer will set, your line will go on, then another copper washer and your banjo bolt. So you want to make sure everything's smooth. There's no gouges, like a casting issue basically that would cause it hard for your copper washer when it sets. You want to make sure everything's a good flat smooth surface. If there's any casting issues, get a different caliper. Save yourself the hassle. Yep, there's the line marks on it. So yeah, there you go. Super basic to do. So like this one, it just sets. Oop, watch your toes, watch your toes. Sets like this. Just take that pin out, and your bottom pin, 3/8 Allen wrench. And if you're just doing brakes, I mean, you're best off get you a piece of coat hanger, good stiff piece of wire. Get you a spot like on the frame or something where you can put a hook in there. You want to hang your caliper where it's suspended in the air. You don't want to hang it by your brake hose. This one, they're long enough because it's got a lift to where actually when it's off, I can just set it right there. It'll just set right here on the shackles, not go anywhere. So that's not an issue. The way I always do it when we're replacing a whole new caliper is take the old caliper off, set it over here out of the way, put the new one on, the pads, mount it, get it solid, and then take the line off the old one and put it on the new one. That way I don't have brake fluid running all over the place. So the only thing left to do on this truck now, as far as the front end's concerned, is bleed them. I don't have anyone here with me right now, so I have to wait till my wife gets home. She's going to love me for that. And get out here, get the front bled, the back. With these on here, now the front is, it's an all new brake system now. Because the back ones, it's been 2-3 years probably since I've done it, but just got all new shoes, spring kit, all new lines. The pads were new when I bought them. The truck's only been driven probably 3 times with these new pads on it, but still probably should have put new ones on it just for safety reasons, since it's been setting. All new lines in the front, new master cylinder. So the only thing left that hasn't been replaced new wise now is the brake booster, which works fine, so I ain't messing with that. So I'm probably going to be stuck having to drive this thing to Southern Ohio when we move. But so that leaves the transmission lines up here. Definitely need replaced. I got one of them. It's already drained out. I can't remember which one. One of the two right here has a kink in it, and that kink has a little teeny tiny hole, just enough for it to weep a little bit. And so I have to get lines for that, get them replaced. Not a big deal. It's just, everything's just like a mad rush right now, man. It's trying to get everything done so we can move. But like I was saying, the house that we was looking at, for whatever reason, man, it's they just will not, the lender will not touch it. Being a barn dominium. But make sure you take the cores back. I guess that's $36. And was it 36 with tag? It was like $36.43 or something like that. So make sure you take your cores back. But for now, that's it. That's why we haven't had any content. Like I was saying, this is a lot going on in life right now. So we're trying to get out. And found some spots for some. Where the heck did that other pin go? Is it in there? Run over that damn thing. They found some spots for magnet fishing, some new spots, so I'm going to try to make a time on this one of these weekends. We'll go out and hit a couple new spots, and but right now our main focus is getting these freaking trucks together. This one is the main one. My K5 is pretty much done. I think I have a lockout issue on it. I got a lockout that's not wanting to release. This thing's still holding air real nice, so they bleed, those two bleed down, but it takes them like a month before they go flat, so it should be all right. But I got a K5 lockout issue on it, I think, and but I got a spare Dana 60 back here. I'll take the lockouts off of it and throw on it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to hold you up rambling, but it's the story of our life right now. I do need to find that pin though, so I don't run it over. But that's it. That little trick did work. Give it a good smack. Be helpful to. I don't have the keys on me. I turn the wheel. Just turn your wheel to where this, where the caliper comes out and around, and give you more access to it. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Catch you at the next one. We'll try to get something done to where we can get some footage worth watching. Right now, it's just pushing and pushing, trying to get out of Columbus. I still got to get this back tire done too, though. I'll probably do that this weekend. Get it put back on the rim. Still got to get the fuel issue figured out. Right now it's running off of a gas can. Done worse. And I think that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Do your brakes yourself, save yourself some money. But I'm gonna get off here, find this pin so I don't forget about it and end up running over it and then really be in a pickle. Alright, man, we'll catch you at the next one. Hopefully be either repairing something, or I'm hoping we're out magnet fishing. Alright, we'll see you.